There we go. Submit. Whoa, that's it. Done. It's now 3 weeks since I ordered and paid £3,235 for my custom 5950x RTX 38 monster PC build from Scan Computers UK. Now, before I update you on the current status of the build and delivery, here's a recap of the system specs and why I chose them. Meshify 2 case, Asus X570 motherboard. Why that? Because you got PCIe 4. That's an upgrade to PCIe 3 obviously. And then we come to the big monster, the big price monster, the 5950X 16 core monster CPU. Most people are going for the 5900X because obviously it's a lot cheaper, £260 cheaper, but 16 core gives me the future proofing. You know, I might not need more than 8 or 9 cores right now, but I know I'm going to be wanting more than 12, you know, a few years from now. So 16 core gives me that future proofing. And then we come to the cooler. Yeah, if you're going to get a big monster, you need a lot of cooling. So I'm getting the best one. 360mm rad, triple fan, Corsair Hydro 150i. That's going to enable me to overclock this. Like I say, I'm not going to overclock it much, maybe 200 megahertz, because I'm getting it for the long run. But you can give it an extra bump of a, say, 4 or 5% free bump. That's why I'm getting this Corsair cooler. Then we got 64 gigabytes of RAM. Flexing muscles. Current PC's got 32 gigabytes. A lot of people still get by with 16 if they just do gaming, but if you're buying a PC now, 32 gigabyte should be minimum for the high end, you know, top good spec computer. Obviously it depends on your budget, but 64 gigs will future proof me. At the moment I can get by with 32 gig, but I do need, say, something like 48 gigabytes for optimum productivity right now. So this gives me an extra boost, extra future proofing. You know, I say now I won't need more than 64 gigabytes, but 5 years down the road, you never know. That might become 64 will be what 32 gig is now. Anyway, it should do me good for 5 years. And the next big monster expenditure is the graphics card, the Asus RTX 3080 Tough. Not the overclock card, because, well, they haven't got it. Look at that price, £750. That's supposed to be $700. That's about £500. So I'm paying a third more. But that will be more than adequate. I know it will be more than adequate, because the main bottleneck will be the CPU, which is why I'm getting a 16 core. So there's little chance of that happening. That's why I'm not getting a 5900X. Usual bottlenecks for me are not the GPU, it's the CPU. Like the current one is a 4790K Devil's Canyon overclocked. It's only 4 core 8 thread, but that's all you could get when I've got this £2,500 computer. Now my current computer is from Scan as well. It cost £2,500 6 years ago, and it's still working fine. It will make a great student computer. That's what I'm going to do with my existing one. When I get this one. Anyway, that's the graphics card. Okay, next we have what, the power supply. Yeah, 1000 watt. You're going to need it. Corsair, reliable name. See, the thing is, you don't want to get a cheap power supply or low wattage. You want to overcompensate. I don't know exactly how many watts this system will take. Maybe under load 600 watts, something like that, in that region, 600 to 650 watts. So I'm getting well beyond that, because the power supplies, even good ones, do degrade over time. So if this goes down to 800 watts, maybe it starts off around 1000 watts, because it's brand new. 5 years from now it could be reliably delivering only 850 or 800, but that should be still enough to power this system. So you're not going to be putting the power supply under any strain. That's what kills power supplies. You put them under strain, they don't last long. And people are there scratching their heads, why is the computer unstable? Because your power supply is failing. So always get a lot more higher wattage power supply than you need. A lot more. I estimate I need 600 to 650 watt, but I'm not going to get 850. Go straight to 1000 watt. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, the 2 NVMe drives, PCIe 4. That's the benefits of getting an X570 motherboard. Now they should be good. These Corsair 1TB, 2 of them. 5000 read, 4250 write. I don't think they're going to actually perform as good as that, but I'll benchmark them. You know, in real use, obviously there's going to be a massive difference between the sales pitch and reality in real use. But anyway, the PCIe 4 NVMe 2s, I would expect 3000 at least on the read and 2000 on the write, so roughly half. That's what I'm expecting in real use, not the benchmarks. I mean real use difference. Benchmarking about half, slightly over half to maybe 2/3. But that would be better than a PCIe 3. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, then you got the rip-off price for Windows 10. What a rip. I can get this for 30 quid. So why am I buying it after? I could have just not bought the operating system. But then how are they going to do all the burn-in tests? Yeah? I didn't ask them that. I should have asked Scan. If I don't get an operating system, how are you going to do the burn-in tests? Are you going to use a... they probably plug in a drive, isn't it? But then if I get it installed, the operating system, and it doesn't work properly, then what they're going to say... Yeah, at least this way I get a baseline of how the system performs when delivered. You know, is it unstable or stable? So straight away you know whether they built it well or not. Another thing I should mention, when you get a PC, yeah, how it performs in the first week is how it will perform in subsequent years. So if during first week you put it under load, test it, and it passes, then it should be okay for good 5 years. Obviously you look at the temps and other things before you start changing anything, and that'll give you a warning. For instance, under load, say you're running Cinebench on a cycle, if the temps go say over 80 for the CPU, then they've not configured it properly, because it shouldn't be. The 5950X shouldn't run. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves because it's not even been built yet. So 10 days ago, the price of the system had increased to 3,250. What's the current cost of the same system build? Has it increased? £3,296. What's increased? Let's see, 780. What's increased? Increased by £46. Well, the graphics card's increased by £30. So there's £30 there. Another £10 somewhere. I think the power supply's gone up. Yeah. So it's increased by another £40, £45, something like that. Ooh, at this rate, it's going to be £3,500 by the time I get delivery. And as for the current status, has it been built? Being built? Is it close to being delivered? To illustrate what to expect when you order your system, well, the current status of the order remains as await picking. Awaiting picking? What? Like strawberries in a field? So they have not got around to building it yet, which means I can forget about an early February delivery. Look, you got no chance of getting it mid-February. You can forget this. That's just automatic. They put that in. You know, they're not even got around to building mine yet. It's still on the same status as when I bought it, awaiting picking. You know, at this rate, what with news of Intel's Alder Lake that could make an appearance as early as September with the 16 cores. That's 8 big cores and 8 little cores. It's got me thinking whether, if they continue delaying, whether I should scrap this and wait for that. As for the reason why my build remains awaiting picking, we have to go to the scan website stock pages and see what they say. Okay, so Ryzen 5000, 551 outstanding for the 5900X. Last time it was 633, so slow improvement. Obviously it doesn't affect me because I've ordered the 5950X. So let's get to the main, what is it? RTX 3000 series. These are 3070, 57 outstanding. Before it was what? 70. Yeah, not come down much. Come down a little. RTX 3080. This is where I've got my problem. 510 outstanding total. Last time it was 581. So not much change. What about Asus? It's only gone down 2. It's 155. And that was 56. So it's gone down by 2. So basically they're not getting deliveries. Here we go. 94 due. We don't say which. Does it say which? Don't say which. Hopefully there's a lot of tough gaming due in this. Oh, they got 45 due but no deliveries. 10 due, 30 due, 94 due. That's the problem, they're not getting delivered. That's the problem. 54, I'm in that 54 there. That's system builds. So obviously that's one of the components they list. Anyway, so I'm sat here with diddly squat news in terms of when I'll get my RTX 3080 5950X build. And there's 8 months to go until Alder Lake. That could be better than the 5950X. It could be. But 8 big cores and 8 small cores, at least 16 cores. So the 8 small cores will take care of all the small tasks, background tasks, and the 8 cores can concentrate on heavy duty stuff. But is that enough? Probably not. Probably the 5950X will still be better. So I'm waiting for this number to go down. I don't know where I am in this queue, but it's 3 weeks now and there's been no change. So what that means is that I'm probably towards the end of the queue, probably around 45. So this way I won't get the build until March, by the looks of it. So if you're thinking of buying a computer today from Scan Computers and it's got an RTX 3080 card in it or the 5900X CPU, you got no chance of getting yours till April. Earliest. I'm guessing March now, early March, but it could be April, May, because this figure's not changing. It's only gone down 2 in 10 days. It's not gone down much. Hopefully they'll get this 94 due. 510 outstanding. It depends what of the 94 is due. No, they're not even due the 510. This is going to take ages. They're due 94, but the outstanding is 510. I'm not going to get this. I'll be lucky to get it in any time in February. Hopefully they'll get some stock during February and it can get built in February and arrive early March. That's my best hope for now, because this number's not going down and there's nothing to say it's going to go down for some weeks. Anyway, that's the update of the current status 3 weeks after I bought and paid for the system. They're still awaiting picking, waiting this one. Whilst all you's waiting for the 5900X, you're in even the worse shape. There's 548 outstanding, and it don't look like they've not even updated it. They're not even bothered updating anymore. There's 548 outstanding, and 10 days ago it was 581. So there's virtually no stock coming in. They should stop accepting orders. They probably have. Okay, I'll update you again in about probably another 10 days.